You are listening to Lesson 2, Chapter 2 of Form 4 World History. Cameroon, General Education. Narrated by Wacheseh Academy. International Diplomacy 1922–1939. The Washington Conference 1921–22. It led to the signing of the four power treaties by the USA, Japan, China, and Britain, in which they agreed to respect each other holding in the Far East. It led to the signing of the five-power treaty, which fixed the ratio of capital ships at 5:5:3 to 167 for the USA, Britain, Japan, France, and Italy respectively. Led to the signing of the nine-power treaty by the USA, British, France, Portugal, Belgium, Italy, Holland, and China, which they agreed to preserve equal commercial rights in China for all and agreed not to take advantage of China's weakness to seek special rights. Genoa Conference 1922. The focus was on war debts to the USA, reparation payments which was a burden to the Germans, and resumption of diplomatic relations with Russia. It was a failure. The USA did not attend. France insisted on the payment of reparation by the Germans, and when Germany failed to pay in 1923, the French and Belgian forces invaded the Ruhr industrial region. Russia and Germany withdrew and signed the Rapallo Treaty in May 1922, and Germany gave diplomatic recognition to the communist government in Russia, while Russia allows the Germans to rearm secretly in Russia. The Dawes Plan 1924. The main purpose was the problem of German reparation. Charles Dawes, an American banker, presented to the Allied Reparation Committee the reorganization of the German State Bank, a fixed scale of reparations, and a large foreign loan to Germany to help her pay reparations. The London Conference was attended by the British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald, Frenchman Edouard Harriet, and Germans L. Chancellor Gustave Stresemann. The plan was successful, and the Franco-Belgian forces evacuated the Ruhr region. The Locarno Treaty of 1925. It concerned Germany's western and eastern frontiers. Guaranteed, Germany agreed not to alter her western boundaries, with France and Belgium, Britain and Italy stood as guarantors. Germany also agreed not to alter her eastern boundaries, with Poland and Czechoslovakia. France stood as the guarantor. Britain refused to sign because the German eastern boundaries had problems and were bound to create problems. After signing the Locarno Pact, Germany was admitted to the League of Nations in 1926. The Kellogg-Briand Pact 1928. 65 nations signed the pact and renounced war as means of settling disputes and agreed on using peaceful methods. It was initiated by Briand of France and Kellogg, the American Secretary of State. The Young Plan 1929. It dealt with the problem of German reparation. The American banker Owen Young reduced reparation from £6,600 million to £2,000 million to be paid for 59 years. The London Naval Conference 1935. It fixed the ratio of capital ships at 10:10:7 for the USA, Britain, and Japan. Japan protested inferior ratio. The Street Front, April 1935. Britain, France, and Italy agreed to check the rearmament of Germany. The Anglo-German Naval Agreement, June 1935. Germany was allowed to have 35% of the naval power of Britain and the Commonwealth. Rome, Berlin Axis, October 1936. Friendship Pact between Italy and Germany to strengthen against the Western powers. Munich Accord, September 1938. It dealt with the problem between Germany and Czechoslovakia over Sudetenland, negotiated by Chamberlain, Doldier, Mussolini, Hitler. Russia, that had guaranteed pact with Czechoslovakia, was excluded, as well as Czechoslovakia having the problem with Germany. Nazi-Soviet Aggression Pact, August 1939. It was signed by Molotov and Ribbentrop. Hitler of Germany needed the non-aggression pact to avoid a war on two fronts, while Stalin of the USSR needed it to be spared from German attack and gain enough time to prepare military